man. Ronaldo, I want to tell you thank you.
Thank me for
You've been wearing fucking sweaters for the last 3 months, and now you brought one around.
I told you.
Yeah.
Manifested.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fucking dummy.
Yeah. I did.
What is good, party people? It's the Killing Tyme crew. We are back at it once again. I am Corey. We got my dog Ronaldo, and my dog Tanisha is here.
What up?
We still can't get them high fives right.
I lifted my hand this time.
There we go. Hey, we got a special guest in the house today. My man Brandarius Johnson. Come on. He is an author and a social entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Social entrepreneur. Thank you, my brother. Tell the people a little bit about yourself, man.
First and foremost, man, appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
For inviting me here to come.
Thank you for coming.
Yes, thanks for sitting down, man.
But just real quick, I'm from Las Vegas, Nevada. I think growing up, I had the dream that they say 99% of black individuals have to be a pro athlete. But God had other plans for me. In 2014, June 27th to be exact, my first love died by suicide, and that kind of changed the course of my life for the rest of my life. And him as a author and social entrepreneur, just on a mission to make a living by making a difference.
Okay,
that's what's up.
All right, man. We'll get into that story in a minute, man. You know what I'm saying? I love it. We got a ritual on here. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna drink with us today, but we take a shot before every episode.
Corey, you need to bring some water for those who don't drink. Okay,
you're right.
Because you just be thinking that everybody's
not a good host. I'm
alcoholic.
not a good host today.
I
apologize.
All right.
Those who come on here next time, I got the LaCroix waters for y'all.
Does nobody want that spicy water?
It's good. Spicy water with a hint of watermelon.
You asking what I'm sipping on. And what am I
drinking today?
Yeah, we got the strawberry lemonade Texas Shine from my boy Montrell at work. Y'all want some of it? Y'all hit me up and I'll put y'all in contact with him. You know what I'm saying?
Is he gonna start selling it?
He sells it, yes.
Oh, I didn't know he was selling this to you.
Yeah.
I thought he was just like, let's get drunk on Friday.
I'm supporting a black-owned business at work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like that better than a popsicle.
Yes, that tastes like a melted popsicle.
Montreal, that's good, dog. If I was able to keep it cold today, it'd have been even better. But that's really good. You're not taking that home with you today. Sorry, buddy.
Wow. See how they do. And watch she say something about their weekend that they did, but I wasn't invited to. Just watch.
Okay. Not this weekend. No, not this weekend.
Then I take it back.
Dog, how was your weekend, man?
Man, I had a great weekend. Just spent some time with the family, some very much needed reflection time. Mm-hmm. A lot of relaxing as well. What about you?
We had a busy weekend for the pod. We had a couple different events. We had the Culture Fest here. Then Ronaldo was at a trunk or treat representing for the podcast. But we're gonna get into those two things later.
Yes, sir.
Sat outside in the backyard, watch movies as I always do. But then I went and saw Black Adam this weekend.
Okay.
And we not talking about it, so shut it down.
I will
shut it down.
I'm not gonna give you no spoiler. Okay, my only spoiler is it's The Rock, and it's not in the way you think. That's the only spoiler I got.
Oh, so he playing something different than when we see him?
No, it's not.
Oh.
What he means is he's a bad guy. You normally see The Rock.
No, that's not even what I mean. It has nothing to do with The Rock, the actor, but it's The Rock. When you see the movie, you'll understand it. You'll be like,
okay.
Us 2000s babies will understand the reference. Gotcha. Okay. But no, I will give Black Adam a solid 7 out of 10. Okay. It is one of the better DC movies.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the better DC movies for superhero movies.
So it's worth it.
DC's coming up.
So it's worth that.
Yes, I don't like Batman is DC, but I kind of put Batman in its own realm because they're never gonna mess Batman up. Even though this last one was kind of whack to me, but it was okay,
pretty good. I like it.
But they are going to make sure that Batman franchises, Superman franchises are top tier.
But they weren't.
That's their staples.
Huh? I mean, the Batman versus Superman, I just couldn't.
But yes,
couldn't get into that.
But what I'm saying though, they're going to make sure those are done well for the most part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because Aquaman was.
Right.
Was
you know what I'm saying? But it was good. That's all I did. And watching football this weekend on Sunday. Y'all know what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Ray?
Nothing. I did absolutely nothing. Nothing. No, literally nothing at all weekend except for the trunk or treat that I went to. Mm-hmm. Just hung out with the girl all weekend. That was it, man.
Oh, she needed that time, didn't she?
We were just chilling, like literally just chilling around the house. It was a lazy Saturday until we had to go out to the trunk or treat.
Yeah.
And then Sunday, same thing, man. Just woke up. I cooked breakfast and we just watch TV.
Okay.
Watch movies.
Did you cook a gourmet breakfast?
Steak and eggs.
Oh.
Mimosas.
Gourmet.
See, I knew what word to say because he said steak and eggs for breakfast.
I have mimosas
steak
on
and
Sunday.
eggs and then mimosas. I was gonna do I was gonna do salmon and eggs, but I was like, okay, steak and eggs, and then with the mimosa. I was gonna do avocado toast, but she didn't want it.
I thought that was weird. The first time I had salmon for breakfast, it was so good.
It's delicious.
I was in the Seattle airport and I had it. It was so good.
Yeah.
It was weird. I thought it was weird, but it was great.
No,
Yeah, never had it.
No,
man, I love salmon anyway. I could eat it, like literally for every meal all day long. I love freaking salmon.
Yeah.
2 or 3 days, I gotta switch it up.
Right.
Oh, no, man.
I eat chicken and steak every day.
I love a good steak.
I've been in my cooking bag the last couple of days. Okay. I made some pot pies this couple of days ago.
Pot pies?
Pot pie.
Oh,
I made a
I was about to say Popeye's chicken.
Popeye's chicken? You done hacked the recipe?
I have made the
Of
chicken
all
sandwich
the
before.
11 herbs and spices?
I did the chicken
Or
sandwich
is
before.
that KFC got the 11 herbs and spices?
That's KFC.
Okay.
And it's
Okay, so what the spices is Popeye? I don't know. Whatever.
I don't
It's
know.
good.
No, I made a chicken sandwich from before, but no, man, I've been in my cooking bag lately. With the weather kind of getting cooler, you need some of that comfort food to kind of stick to you. You know what I'm saying?
You only get these last 3 months to gain a lot of weight because back in January, New Year's resolutions, we gotta get skinny. No,
right.
bitch, I'ma eat.
I did watch Halloween Ends. We watched Halloween Ends over the weekend.
What'd you think?
Well, I actually kind of liked it, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I only liked it because, spoiler alert, if any of you guys
I don't
plan on
care.
seeing Halloween.
Don't care. Nope.
I liked that they added the other guy.
Yes.
And I kind of felt like they should have did that a long time ago in order to continue the
story.
franchise. Exactly.
But they killed him off, though.
But they killed him off. Anyway.
So do you think that the movie was predictable?
No.
Really?
I do.
I don't think it was predictable because they put the other guy in the movie. Again, spoiler alert. There was a guy in the beginning that accidentally kills a kid at the beginning.
Yeah.
And everybody hates him, and then he ends up flipping out. Michael Myers, I don't even know what happened in that.
He sees into his soul, basically.
Yeah,
he touches
I
him.
understand.
Yeah.
I resonate with you.
Yeah.
Kill a man.
So then he goes around killing people.
people. Okay,
And at one point, they actually tag team a couple and kill them together. You know what I mean?
Brothers.
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Twinsies.
they get into a fight. He steals Michael Myers' mask, and now he's running around pretending to be Michael Myers.
See, I told you this shit wasn't going to end.
But he gets.
I told you that.
But he gets caught.
He's dead, but
But no,
it's
both
the
of the
story.
guys are dead.
Oh.
Yeah, both of them are dead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love,
But it wasn't
spooky
predictable.
season.
I thought it was a good story, but
I'm a big fan of spooky season,
Okay.
so I watched a lot of horror movies this weekend.
Yeah.
And I saw this movie called Martyrs. It was a remake of, I think, an Italian or Spanish version.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to be one of those movies that's like banned in like 12 countries because it's so graphic and whatnot.
It wasn't shit, was it?
It was American, no. It wasn't.
and you've seen that before.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen it before.
Like,
Any Saw movie or
Yeah.
hold on, we're not going to talk about Saw because I love Saw.
No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying you've seen.
Yes.
People get.
But I mean, the first
ripped apart.
3 Saw movies were really good, but then they kind of upped the ante because they had different like producers and adding casts and stuff.
Did anyone watch the Chris Rock one? What was it called? Spiral?
Yes, I did.
Is it called
yes,
Spiral?
I did.
Yes.
And it was amazing.
Was it good?
Oh,
yes,
my-
it
you
was.
haven't seen it?
No, I haven't watched it.
Bro.
It was a solid 8 out of 10.
Really?
Yes.
You seen it?
Man, you asked me if I seen the movie, it's gonna be Friday.
Oh, man, okay.
I'm chilling.
Yeah, I got you.
Oh, but yeah, I love horror
Spiral was
movies.
good.
Spiral
I'm
was
gonna check it out
really
this
good.
weekend.
I didn't really like Chris Rock's acting, but it's Chris Rock trying to be a serious role. So,
And he played in the TV show Fargo.
Mm-hmm.
And they do a different season, a different topic every season.
Oh, so
so
it's
it's different actors every season.
anthology series or whatever.
Kind of, yeah, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And different time periods, different actors every. But he played a serious role in that. He played the hell out of that role.
Yeah,
Not used to seeing him in a serious role, but he played the hell out of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what else this weekend?
And that's about it for me, other than watching scary movies and judging them very seriously. I was just kind of upset at the quality of horror movies because I love October. October is my favorite season because they come out with all the scary movies. I still need to watch The Terrifier, even though I heard it was a goofy ass movie.
Judah
but
wants to see that.
I heard it was goofy, but it was good.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of looking forward to that. The only movies that I don't watch anymore are like the possessive stuff.
So no Annabelle?
Annabelle, yes, but that's because that's a series, so I'll finish the series. But anything else, like the last haunting of whatever the hell,
Connecticut and shit like that.
Yeah, the possession of Emily Rose and shit. Those were the last ones I've seen. But I had like way too many nightmares.
Well, so you didn't watch Poltergeist growing up?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
I watched Poltergeist, Exorcist. I was like I was really big into horror movies. Okay, Psycho, American Psycho.
Christ compels you.
All of the
I will
movies.
not watch Poltergeist now to this day. I watched it when I was younger, but I can't.
I can't watch Children of the Corn.
I can't watch that anymore.
Corn?
Children of the Corn?
Oh.
I can't watch it. Because the first time I watched it, I was in the middle of Texas with some white people in a cornfield.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That'll do it.
You kind of look at them differently.
Yeah,
I
man.
swear to God.
You know what I'm saying?
That didn't get out.
The thing with Poltergeist that got me is when you do realize, they're up.
Let's go New England.
The thing that got me Poltergeist is when you go back and you realize that people were dying post
the movie when it was like wrapping up and some people were having heart attacks. It was like they still say it's a haunted film to this day. That a lot of people were I think it was like 6 to 8 people who died.
And that was just the first one. Then the second one people were dying too because they filmed it on like a
haunted ground.
It was a Indian burial ground or something.
Like why do people fuck with real spiritual shit? Like I don't understand that, like Ouija boards and all the spooky dooky shit. I can't I was living with my friend, side note. This was a time that I was like living with my friend and her family, and she had a twin brother and sister. They were like 14, 15 at the time, and they had a sleepover, and they wanted to play. They looked up like games to play around the house, like shit like that, and they were playing or looking to play like these haunted games, like Japanese spiritual games.
Nah.
I don't fuck with Japanese and their spirits, okay? Because those people, it was like one man hide and seek, and like, oh, you put a teddy bear in a bathtub. It was like a fucking ritual, and I'm like, in the house with me? Y'all not doing that in here? Absolutely not.
That YouTuber got messed up for being in the suicide force in Japan.
Yes.
Yo, like bro. Jake Paul, right?
Jake Paul, or
Logan or Jake, one of the brothers.
Logan.
Boys.
It was Logan because he thought it was fucking funny.
Yeah,
and he still posted it. Like, why would you do that when people are really in that forest,
it's
like
committing suicide?
And
then I don't mess with Hawaiian people in their spirits either, and that's what they believe in.
I don't mess with people in their spirits at all. Like any religious things, I don't believe in going haunted asylums, real haunted houses, baby. I watch the true crime story on the internet when you done. Right. I don't need to be there because I'm very susceptible to those things because I grew up with that stuff. So it's just one of those things. But I love
last thing before we get off of this. Did y'all watch The Watcher yet?
No, but I've heard about the story.
Watch it.
I know.
Watch it this week so we can talk about it.
I will.
All right.
I actually saw Snipes had posted something about it, but he posted the actual real information about the story.
Yeah, I read up on it too.
And read up on that. It was, of course, they changed things for the movie, but it's still wild. It's still pretty crazy.
So real quick, Brandarius, do you have any Halloween parties coming up you're going to?
Just the typical yearly family thing.
Okay, are you dressing up?
That's a good question.
Good question, sir. Time is ticking.
You gotta get your stuff together, man.
I know.
They gonna upcharge the shit out of you. You can't return it.
What about you, T?
Yes, I plan on either going to Gold Spike, like the typical thing, if I can't find nothing else to do.
So what are you dressing up as? What's your costume?
I have 2 costumes, which I usually do every year. Okay. One is a poison ivy. Not the friendly version, and
never
Pennywise.
The Fremont Street version.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, because I'm not the strip version because I'm not going down there. And Pennywise also not friendly version.
Yeah,
but it's more kid friendly.
Okay,
it's more kid friendly.
Right.
So do these outfit changes happen during one night, or are these 2-night costume changes?
Man, I don't know what I'm gonna do to this Halloween because it got cold fast.
Yeah, dude. Thanks, Ronaldo.
And, right, Ronaldo was speaking that into existence every day. He woke up saying, "I want it to be cold."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, it'll be like November 1st. That's when it changes. That's usually how it happens. Or Halloween night, it'll be kind of cold." It's been 60 degrees, 50 degrees every night, and I'm like, oh,
You're welcome.
Well, I'm gonna wear pasties.
Whoa. No bra, got the titties out.
I can't wear them in one outfit.
Yeah.
Did you say get G?
Moving on.
The bra got the titties out. Jeezy.
Oh, man.
We're going to a Halloween party next Saturday.
Ooh.
We're going as Killing Tyme.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have my machete, bloody machete, shirt with the blood in it, and she's gonna wear a shirt with a clock.
With a clock on it.
Yeah,
Wow.
Y'all look
That's
creative.
cute. That's cute.
That's her idea. You know what I'm saying? That was her idea. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Make sure you got our cards.
Yeah.
Pass them out at the
What
bar.
about you?
No plans.
No plans
I
yet?
asked like
Boo.
the other day, and I asked if we were doing anything for Halloween. And she was like, no, like, cause like obviously like she likes to do stuff ahead of time too.
Yeah.
Like, what costume are we looking at?
Right.
Okay. Not planning on doing anything.
I mean, costumes were real expensive this year, to be honest.
Yeah.
But
like
I'll probably just give out.
$100.
I'll probably just give out candy or something.
I spent $100 to go, still got 5 things. Everything's expensive, okay?
Yeah.
Everything. Hey, real quick, before we start our interview with my man Brandarius, we are off next week. Tanisha got to play mom or some shit. Apparently, you got to take your kids trick or treating.
I got a 3-year-old who's gonna be
Or some
Spider-Man.
shit.
He just hate her because he a grandpa now.
Apparently, she got to take her kid trick or treating and shit.
Yeah.
So we will be off next week. No episode next Monday or Tuesday when it drops. So go catch up some old content. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Hey, my man Brandarius, what is a social entrepreneur?
Oh man, the best way I can put it is somebody who aspires to make a difference by making a living, or making a living making a difference.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
And how are we making a difference?
Said.
So, for me, I'm building my framework around the word hope, which means to help other people evolve. So, to put that into a little bit of a framework, I heard a few years back somebody said, if to find something you love to do, perfect it, then get paid to do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, me personally, as you all have a brand, my brand is Day One Ambition. So I like to challenge myself to create merchandise that means something to people. So not just something you're just putting on to wear. You feel a certain way when you put it on.
Yeah.
My stuff is just geared towards encouragement and self-empowerment, so things of that nature. But in the big picture, just building myself as a speaker, where I'll be requested to come and speak. In addition to having products like my book and the curriculum I have.
Let the people see the book real quick.
So, and even with my screen printing company, everything that I'm doing is tied into my efforts to raise awareness for mental health and suicide prevention.
Yeah.
So for a company to come through my print shop to get their merchandise done, they're also giving back to the community because proceeds from that will go back into the movement.
Right.
And let's think about, maybe a school or community that don't have the resources to supplement the program. And that's where the printing business come in.
Right.
So that's the big picture.
Yeah. So where did all this come from? It had to start from somewhere. You said earlier you lost your first love.
Yeah.
Did it come from that, or where does this all stem from?
So I think, that moment, that was definitely a pivotal moment. And, I think it was like the turning point. But, that was also the moment where I was able to identify what depression was and what anxiety was. So I think, I may personally have probably experienced those things younger as a kid and didn't necessarily know what it was.
Yeah.
Right.
So, that was the event that made me focus on, this is exactly what you've been feeling. And then, just paying attention to the people around me.
Yeah.
Like, in the black community, it's taboo. We don't talk about mental health.
Of course not. Yeah.
So I've been able to just see, from the lens of what I've experienced, like, what? Depression is real, mental illness is real. And I'm inspired to just talk about it as often as I can, because I don't think that every person that's experiencing depression, I don't believe that they all want to die.
No.
Right.
We get stressed, we get overwhelmed. So, it's a big vision, it's a big mission, and I think there's nothing else I'd rather be doing with myself.
Right.
Let's the book. I know we just showed it for a second. What where did that come from?
So the book, it was inspired in 2020. I ran 100 miles in 10 days for mental health awareness, and then we engaged about 40,000 people, you know, through those 10 days.
Okay.
And there were so many people that reached out from everywhere, you know, asking me what my story was. And my brand strategist was like, you know, you got to write your book. I was already working on a book. Maybe it was like, I think it was like 100 little poems or short thought concepts I have on my phone. And he was like, nah, you need to write your story.
Yeah.
So we put a plan in place, and I completed my book in 30 days, and then that was that. We didn't get to really launch it because I wrote it, you know, during the pandemic. But it felt good to just have it, and then, you know, that followed with a program that we have now, and then that followed by an audio book. So it's just, you know, continue to just build on it. Like, you realize you're never done. So
yeah, where can we get the book?
You can go to BrandariusJohnson.com. Or it's also on Amazon. I prefer you to go to my website and
of course
sign it.
Yeah.
Get that out to you.
And what's the name of the book so that people know?
Mental Hope.
Okay.
Yeah. And the tagline of it is, you know, there's no surgery for depression.
Right.
So whatever you're going through, you know, there's no one quick fix.
Yeah.
You got to really, you know, sit with yourself and learn to cope and overcome adversity. That's the most important part, and knowing that every day is day one.
All right.
What did you learn about yourself writing this book? Because sometimes, you know, we have these thoughts in our head, but to put it on paper and go back and read it can be so eye-opening.
Yeah. So I learned a bunch of things, man, and honestly, I'm still learning from it.
Okay.
But overall, if you can see on the front page, it looks like a newspaper.
Yeah.
And that was something my brand strategist, we sat and talked about. What's important about that is letting everybody else know their story is also worthy of the page.
Yeah.
And what you can do when you learn to express yourself and get your, you know, your thoughts out, whatever you're holding on to, that was probably the most important thing. You know, now this was just an idea. This was just a bunch of thoughts. It was just experiences that I had growing up. Now it's a tool that others can use, and whenever they find themselves in a situation where they may be struggling.
Right.
Yeah.
Not necessarily what I learned, but I was able to focus on my own transitions.
Okay.
And then too, I could see sometimes where I was acting out as a kid, as an adult, like, hey man, you did that when you were younger. You know, so
you can reflect on that and okay, this is my triggers.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
100%.
And you're doing this. Do you go to therapy currently, or?
You know, I'm not actively seeing a therapist.
Okay.
I have though.
Okay.
At least over the last 3 years, 2 or 3 different times, 2 or 3 different therapists.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me. And another thing I learned through therapy was like you know, you go from talking about like crisis and overcoming adversity and hardships to just managing your life and having a conversation like this.
Yeah.
You know, because where I'm at in my life as I'm growing, you know, as an influencer and public figure, I struggle with the concept. You know, and so many people like, yo, B, you got a powerful story. You have the powerful presence. You got this whole brand. But I'm just like, I'm just a regular person.
Yeah.
And, you know, people see me as whatever they see me as. So I struggle with that. But now I understand, like, I have a lot to throw away. And I've put myself in situations where I could have thrown it all away just over emotion.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's been a lot of things that you can't necessarily see, but I've had to feel for myself and know what's for me and what's not for me, especially in this journey where I spend so much of my energy trying to help people.
Okay.
Learning how to work and help people who are, you know, who are struggling without allowing myself to struggle with them.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of things, man, and I think the work is never done.
Yeah. Have you learned how to, because you said something about learning not to take their stuff with you. So you've learned how not to take their emotions on.
Yeah. You know, it's kind of like what they say, you know, leave your work at work.
Yes.
Yeah, I struggled with it for a long time because it's like...
You're human.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, I will say it's... And probably doctors, cops, anybody that's on the front line that deal with some type of trauma, you almost become desensitized.
Right.
Yeah.
To like the sad stories, pastors, anybody who's always hearing the worst of someone's life. It's like there's no shock effect anymore. It's just like another day.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I try to always stay mindful of, because I never want to become that person who, you know, appear to lack empathy, lack compassion, because that's not me. But if, you know, you hear, man, I've heard countless stories of people who are, on the verge of suicide or just lost in life, just don't feel it, just, feeling like they lost their grip. And sometimes I'm noticing that I don't have to have the words. Sometimes just being there and being the ear, that's good enough. And I think that's a lot better than just trying to force myself to say something.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
No, it does. It does.
Yeah.
It does.
So when it comes to like mental health and like depression and stuff, what are the first steps that you would suggest someone take when they're feeling at their lowest?
So there's a bunch of things. And then first, I do want to say I'm not a mental health professional.
Yeah, of course.
I don't want nobody to.
Yeah.
But no, I think when you know yourself and you're able to realize that you don't feel well, it's what you call coping.
Yeah.
So for me, I like to listen to music. I like to sit and reflect. I like to eat chicken wings. If it comes
love chicken wings.
You said chicken and steak every day.
It's something that I really enjoy doing, and that's what it's all about. Like finding those things that bring you back to center.
Okay.
I like to meditate. Not necessarily like, we think meditation is sitting, but I call it movement meditation. When I'm at the gym, I might not be working super hard, but I'm moving my body. I got something to focus on.
You're zoning out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I would just encourage anybody to, one, spend some time with yourself. You have to know what feels good in order to know what doesn't feel good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are afraid to just be with themselves. The only way to get to know yourself is to spend that time.
Say that again. God.
It's a deep part of my personal being as well, because I consistently deal with depression. And back when I was younger, I had a lot of suicidal moments, to the point where they weren't just thoughts anymore. They were actions for me. And I am grateful that I'm here, because I tried 3 times in my life due to, personal issues with my mom and relationships and stuff like that. But I love to talk about it with people because I'm not ashamed of it. Because although I tried those 3 times, and one time it was like, and nobody would have known because I didn't tell anybody until after. Right. But that moment where it was like I took a whole bunch of pills or whatever, and I was losing consciousness, and I was just dazing out. And then I just like closed my eyes for a moment because I just got off the phone talking to my dad, and I just cried. And then as I was drifting off, I vomited. Like my eyes were closed for like about 10 seconds, and instant puke. Like, couldn't even try to hold it down if I wanted to. And it was at somebody's house. She was a sweet lady, because I didn't have a phone. I wasn't able to talk to my mom, my sister. Nobody would have known anything. It's just, she probably would have just called the police, like, she's passed out and she won't wake up type deal. But I was just like, I woke up, and then I called my dad back and I talked to him, and that calmed me down. And that was a moment of like self-revelation. It's just like, I'm meant to be here for some reason. That was my 3rd and final time. And from that point on, I decided that I had a purpose. Right. And my purpose was to just talk to people. I love talking to people, and I believe I'm an empath, so I take on a lot, like you said. When people tell me their stories, I really have a connection with them, which is why, like, I really wanted to be in social work, but I can't, because I take that very personally, especially when it comes to kids and ensuring the safety of other people for obvious reasons. But I do believe that you have to really focus on what you want and not your circumstances, because you are not your circumstances.
100%.
And the way that you've like persevered and you wrote a book and you made this a lifestyle is very, very important. And I wish that a lot of people had that same drive and avenue, turn that negative into something brilliantly positive for not just yourself, but your community as well.
And I think they do. And you touched on a lot of great points too. The most important part is just knowing, like you said, you have a purpose. That's one of my strongest messages. I'm usually wearing a shirt that says the world wouldn't spin the same without you. So, and two, just to go deeper into it, like I was sitting here just smiling, just watching y'all do y'all thing in your natural atmosphere. Like, you're supposed to be here. Y'all supposed to be here doing this. And that's what it's all about, and just pushing people to find what they're supposed to be doing. Like, if I didn't know what I was doing in my life, I could sit here and be like, man, how come they look like they enjoy what they're doing? Now it's like I could sit here and celebrate because I know my lane. And I think the more people that know their lane, it'll put the world in a better place, because it's not so much competition, but more collaboration.
Yes, and I do believe that as well. Like, as long as people understand and have faith in what they do, they can prosper, and they don't see competition. Right. Like, a lot of these rappers and artists really feel that competitive nature because they're uncertain of themselves. And if you put that uncertainty back into your work, you can thrive, like, as far as you can possibly believe it.
Right, and the scarcity. You know, the world makes us feel like there ain't enough to go around.
Yeah.
So if I know I'm an author and you're an author, we both trying to get booked to speak, feel that, oh man, I got to get up there before him. But it's like, nah, if we got 100 people in the audience, what if 50 of them like his topic and 50 of them?
Man.
My greatest example of that, as far as competition goes, is going into the grocery store and walk down the bread aisle. There's a million brands, different brands of bread. Go over to milk. Like, bro, like there's it's the same thing, but different people are doing it. Right. Like everybody has a place. Everybody has a purpose.
I'm an Anderson milk guy.
You are, but there's also
I'm an almond milk.
There's almond milk. There's a million different kinds of milk, but milk is milk. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just feel like a lot of this is very important to not only just personal everyone, but for the Black community to realize that mental health Jesus.
It's both. It's both.
Mental health help.
You put them together, but it's the same thing.
Mental health help is definitely something that we need to continuously like dive into. Just because our parents didn't believe in it, but our parents are not coming around to it. You are now a parent coming around to it. It is important to know where you stand within yourself, to get the help when you need it, because sometimes you can't dig yourself out. For example, my situation, I didn't feel like I could dig my way out. I didn't feel like I had any purpose. I didn't feel like nobody cared. But now I'm here. I have a family. I have my sister. I don't know where my sister would be if I was not here.
Right.
Oh, I'm trying not to get emotional.
Come on,
Lord.
it's okay.
You're good.
My sister was one of my driving purposes in staying on this earth. And Mercedes, I love you, girl. And I'm so proud of the woman she's become, because without me, I don't think she would have made it either.
Yeah.
Due to our situation. And it's just important to know your standing and get that help, because not all of us have it in us to get through. And just because you go to a doctor or a psychiatrist or a therapist does not mean that you're a lost cause. Right. That means, okay, I want help. Yeah. I want to see this through. And it's important that you all get help. Even if you're doing great in life, it doesn't mean you don't need therapy. You can go and figure out life from therapy. You can take the next step from therapy. Work on interrelationships, like with your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. Yeah. Get therapy or counseling for your career goals. Like, it's used for multiple avenues, not just because you're crazy or whatever.
It's just a peace of mind. You know, another thing I learned from therapy was like, you don't want to bleed on your friends. You don't want to bleed on your family. Like, if you become
a burden,
a person that, you know, every time you call this certain person, they know you coming with something heavy.
Yeah.
Like,
that's a lot.
Yeah.
That's
going to therapy gives you the freedom to just be who you are with your folks.
It's crazy you say that, because if I see a phone call from a certain person, I will not answer that phone.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because I don't want to take that on.
Right.
I know this person's going to ask for something.
Yep.
Or I know this person's going to hit me with something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I love these people, but I can't. It's a lot of times I can't take that on. Yes. And boundaries are healthy. Yeah. And people look on the outside of you, look as that, Courtney ain't the same, he ain't the same. No. I'm deciding what I want to deal with and what I don't want to deal with.
You're protecting your peace.
I'm protecting my peace.
Yeah.
It's real. And, you know, I mean, I talk about this stuff a lot, but I've never really sat and just broke down my story with anybody really in the public sector.
Yeah.
Because I've been so busy just creating a framework.
Yeah.
But I've struggled more mentally after, you know, dealing with, you know, losing my girl to suicide and everything else, like, because life is so unpredictable.
Yeah.
And if you're not, you know, on your, I call it, if you're not on your rocker, anything can knock you off.
Anything.
And that's why I think just having conversations about life in general where people can be, you know, free. That's what I'm really about, creating an atmosphere where people can learn to express themselves. And then, you know, like, you just got to know who you are truly.
Yeah.
I think about for example, if we right now we technically, I guess, in the West Side, if we go knock on some doors just randomly, people are going to be a lot more tense. Over
here, this side of town.
You take those same people up to Summerlin and let them see what's there. Maybe you get them out their shell.
Man.
Yeah.
So opening up, that's all I'm trying to do is get people to come out of their shell.
Yeah.
Why do we feel like we have to protect ourselves from everybody? Because we've already seen what the world has done to us.
Well, that's a problem in the black community, though, because a lot of people in the black community live off fear.
Right.
Yeah.
They live off fear of, well, this might
Survival
happen.
mode.
Well, that might happen. Well, this might happen.
Yeah.
Well, guess
Somebody's
what?
always out to get me.
Yeah.
Right. Well, guess what? Something great might happen too.
Right.
Step out your comfort zone.
Right. And you know what? What's another word for fear? Anxiety.
Come on.
You know, I think about it literally as a kid, as an athlete, you know, before a football game, we call it pre-game jitters.
Yeah.
Of course.
You know, what happens
I've seen
when
that
you're
people
an
throw
adult?
up and stuff like that. Yeah.
What happens when you become an adult and you have those same feelings and rent due and you don't know how you're going to pay?
Right.
You have kids and you don't know how they're going to eat.
Yeah.
That same feeling, you trying to protect something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all that I've done is just sat and thought about these same topics and, you know, just try to create situations where people can engage with them without shutting them down.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the greatest part of it, just being innovative with the conversation.
Right.
People are afraid of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know we can only speak on the black community, but just being in the mental health industry, I see it's the same in the Caucasian community, it's the same in the Hispanic community.
Right.
Same in the Asian community where what happens in closed doors, stay behind closed doors.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's why everybody's suffering in silence.
What did mama say? What happens in this house?
Stays
in
in
this
this
house.
Right.
But then that's why that one uncle ain't allowed to barbecues
Right.
no more. No,
So,
everything that happens needs to be let out.
If I'm going too deep right now with this question, please let me know.
Yeah.
You say you lost your love of your life to suicide.
Mm-hmm.
How has that affected your, after you healed, if you have healed,
Yeah.
how has that affected the ongoing relationships in your life? And if it's too deep, please let me know.
No, you're good.
Okay.
I think for one, you know, as a it changed me, and I'm not even sure if I know all the ways it changed me, but I try to focus more on the positive ways. Like, I know the type of woman I deserve in my life. You know, I know that anything material really don't matter
Yeah.
because in my younger days, you know, that was my most important thing.
You having
Yeah.
everything.
Tennis shoes.
Having everything.
That's what it
Yeah.
was about, right?
But to the point where I started buying shoes for her, and it became our thing. And then when she passed, I'm looking at all these shoes, and I wanted to destroy them. But moving forward, I just realized, you know, I got to carry and put value on things I can have in my heart.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think it brought forth some fear of something happening to somebody else close to me, because I've been in relationships where, you know, I'm anxious about almost anything. You know, something like drinking. You know, I've seen what happened to people from drinking and substance, and it starts off as let's just have a good time, but the more you spend around people, you see they drinking or they getting high to get away from something.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've always tried to, you know, stay mindful of it. And then, you know, for myself, really, it ain't really about nobody else. It's more so myself, being able to control myself when I do feel like it.
Yeah.
Because one thing I learned, you know, recently was that one person's passion may be another person's oppression.
Yes.
That's what I have to be mindful about myself, especially, you know, if you're empathetic, you carry the burden of other people's emotions. You know, I think tying it back to communication, I hope this is making sense. You tie back to communication where we feel like we're giving somebody all the love that they need, and now they're not receptive, and it's like, well, man, I'm doing everything for you. But what if that love that you're giving is like a hate to them?
Yeah.
Maybe it makes them feel some type of way. Maybe they feel like they got to protect themselves. Those are the things that I'm starting to realize for myself from, you know, relationships around me.
It's in a sense kind of a love language. You know what I mean? Like some people's love language, you touched on it, may be materialistic, but some people's love language may be, you know, words of affirmation. You know what I mean? So that kind of ties into what you're saying. Like you may be thinking that you're doing something to show somebody that you love them and respect them, but that's not how they interpret it.
Right.
They may see it as a slight. In
Right.
a way. Yeah.
And in communication, I have to remind myself constantly, like, communication is only effective if the person you're trying to communicate with receives the message.
Is receptive to that, yeah.
And once it ain't, you got to just be able to walk away from it.
Yeah.
Like, that's once I get to the place where I can just, all right, cool.
Right.
I agree.
And that's when I feel like I'm going to be, unstoppable.
Yeah.
Because I've allowed myself to fall to words. Like, it's like,
Right.
And then you got to go sit down and repent or regret. Like, I want to get to a place where it doesn't even matter what's said to me. I can just do what I need to do. And that's what I think is so important about doing your purpose. And, man, it's an amazing journey. We could probably sit here and
we can. Yeah.
You talked about wanting to do public speaking. Are you actively doing public speaking? Stuff like that? So,
I've been doing it for like 8 years. Like not not like formal, just I was always the guy on the football team to get the team riled up.
Pre-game speeches.
Yeah, pre-game.
Like
Who'd you play for?
I played at Cimarron, then I went to a school called Saddleback College.
Okay.
Mission Viejo, California. Then I got a scholarship to a school called Fort Lewis College.
Okay.
That's where I finished up in 2015. And just left it all there.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
No, you good. But as far as like now actively pursuing a speaking career, that's where I'm at now.
Okay.
Because like, I think I could have done it a long time ago, but I was focused on other things.
Yeah.
Now I have my products. I never wanted to be the person that just showed up, get people hyped up, and then disappear. I just want to hear you have something that you can go and look at. You have something that you can do on your own. You have something to look at that I may be done, but inspires you to take the next step. And I think right now, I'm ready. Like, I think I have everything.
I love it.
One of the things that I appreciate about people like yourself is that when you hear people that say that they want to become public speakers or are public speakers, it wasn't something that they wanted to do. It's something that they were driven to do.
It was a call.
You know what I mean? Like it's kind of weird how that works.
That's crazy because I recorded. I'm not gonna say crazy, just a line. I recorded a video on TikTok this morning before going into the gym.
Yeah,
probably like 5. It's probably one of the most honest videos ever, and I just pretty much said, I run a lot. I'm like,
that's my thing.
I don't like running. My body hurts. I enjoy it at times, but like my body hurts. But what I was getting at was I have this never die spirit.
Yeah. Don't quit.
And like you just can't quit.
And something keeps driving you to run. Like you said, like it hurts, but I gotta run.
I never die spirit. Like I'm not even supposed to be running. I got hit by a car in 2020.
Jesus.
I got nerve damage and stuff like that. But I'm like, just connecting it back to a situation when I was in high school. I think I did like 56 hack squats and then I passed out. And then, long story short, it was determined that I have some type of condition where, my brain is like squeezing out the bottom of my skull. And it could create like issues with my nerves and headaches and things like that. But I told my doctor then, my mom is my witness. They recommended I don't play football. I said, I'd rather die on my feet.
Yes.
And that's the same way I feel now. Like, if I don't do these things, it's going to haunt me. So that's why it's a calling. And I think I shared with you, this last thing I'm going to say, I think I shared with you the 351-mile run.
Yes.
The significance of 351 is the time my grandmother passed last year. The number means to complete everything you're supposed to. My Hawa, the one who passed away, the last thing she said to me was, keep speaking. So I'm like, in the times where I don't do it, I hear, keep speaking, 51. Keep speaking, complete everything you're supposed to. So it really ain't even about me no more.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
That is beautiful. Bro, where are you finding this warrior spirit?
So that was like the caveat of the video. For the people who do believe in God or the ones who don't, I was saying, if you believe in me, you believe in God. If you're inspired by me, then you inspired by God. Because if it was all up to me, I'll mess up my life and plenty other lives in the process.
Yeah. Because getting hit by the car, the passing out the hack squats, losing the love of your life, that's a lot of hurt.
Yeah. And I think now, sometimes in our community, with all the racism and everything going on, like, we always gonna say, oh, it's because I'm black. I never really looked at things that happened to me. I try to put myself in a frame of mind and just say they happened for me.
Yeah.
But man, I've had 5 concussions. I've had 2 jaw surgeries back to back, 2 knee surgeries.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm no stranger to hardship.
Right.
And that's why I say, you know, every day is day one.
God.
And I read the message that, you know, my girl was gone.
Yeah.
I said to myself, every day is day one. Because
Okay.
yesterday is gone, and the way I feel right now, tomorrow may never come for me.
Right.
Yeah.
So all I have is right now. And I take everything with a grain of salt now. Even in times where I'm not, you know, firing from all cylinders, I strive to keep myself mindful of the next opportunity that I have to be the next best version of myself.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've been in crisis for months. You know, I went through an experience with the police academy where, you know, I was hazed and harassed and fired. That really hurt me.
Yeah.
And it became a chapter in my book. But right as the pandemic hit, so many people lost their job. Anytime I said I lost my job, it was like, oh, you know, because of COVID. It's like, no, this had nothing to do with COVID.
Yeah.
And the people who were involved with that, they knew what they were trying to do to me.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was times where, you know, you start reflecting, like dating or whatever. You're like, man, me personally, I always wanted to be the type of boyfriend or husband to make sure my woman has to suffer for nothing.
Right.
So, like, I'm like, man, how come, like, asking God, like, I try not to question him a lot, but there's times I'm like, God, why did you bring this woman to my life when I lost everything?
Yeah.
And it was just like, because the most important thing you have is your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was, you know, things like that, but in the flesh, it still hurt.
Yeah, of course.
It almost put me, and there was a time where I was telling my family, like, look, I don't want to die and I don't want to go to jail, but something is wrong.
Yeah.
But if people don't really understand that, how can they help you?
Yeah.
I heard things like, you know, you missed the mental health. You wrote a book. You should have it. It's like, oh my God.
Just because I did all of these things and have all these accolades don't mean that I still don't get down.
And that don't mean I gotta figure it out
too.
Right. Don't mean that I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm still healing. Yeah. I'm not healed. I'm healing.
Right.
This is a process.
Yeah. And that was one of my questions too. How did your family react to you wanting mental health help?
Like, well, wanting it, I mean, it's hard to answer because it's like everybody don't understand it.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know what people tell you, and you got to move on.
Yeah.
It's like, I am moving on.
Yeah.
But there's something still going on. And I think people just don't know what to say, so they say anything.
Damn, that's crazy.
And it's not like no disrespect to them.
Don't say that.
So it's like, you know, being mindful of this whole situation and how it made me feel. That's why I'm happy, you know, God gave me the opportunity to build what I built, because somebody out there needs to hear it.
Yeah.
Yes.
We needed to hear it tonight.
If one person hears it,
that's enough.
You've done your job.
Yeah.
We've done our job. One person. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, we don't, as I'm gonna say this, we're gonna pivot to something else. We've been doing this for almost 2 years. We don't have the biggest following as I would want, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if one person, two people get something from what we put out every single week,
Right.
we've done our job
100%.
as a platform.
Yeah.
And even if you go to a school, you go speak, one person hears what you got to say,
Right.
and they take that and they learn something from it.
Right.
You've done your job.
100%.
Yeah.
I got one more thing for
Come on.
you
Yeah.
too. You wrote this book, and you speak so passionately, and I feel like it would definitely benefit for you to write one of those guided journals, because your words speak volumes for people who are lost and don't know where to start.
Yeah.
That journal that you would create would work. I'd buy one.
I appreciate it. But I have it too, for real. And I appreciate that.
Because you're just so motivational. Like your words are speaking, and you're so positive. And that's just one step for someone to guide their life if they don't feel like therapy is the first step for them.
Right.
Maybe because a lot of people do like to write and journal. What you say and how you say it, that'll be perfect for them to get started.
Right. No, I appreciate that. And I can say the same thing to you.
Oh, thank you.
You know, each of you speak with a purpose. So y'all write
Appreciate
a journal.
that.
You know?
Yeah.
Collaboration.
Right. Like, no, I was honestly sitting here, like, man, I could be a little reserved, but like, nah, realistically, I know it's energy that we give out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I need to start demanding that. Like, when I walk into a place, it's like, nah, this is what need to be happening right now. And I know I'll get there, but what I was thinking, you know, Killing Tyme, you could wrote procrastination and put a line through it.
Right.
It's still Killing Tyme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I like to do. I like to brand things. I like to be creative. I like to engage people with words. And it's like,
he is our new merch guy.
Yeah. You know, I follow
New shirt idea.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a huge fan of Nipsey Hussle and his whole blueprint and everything he did. And one thing that he said that stuck out the most was like, you know, I want to create a life for myself where I can let my passion be my passion.
Right.
I don't want it to feel like work, because if you're forced to convert, you kind of put yourself in like survival mode.
Yeah.
And I like to be in a space where I can just do what we doing right here. We having a conversation, ain't nobody tripping off.
It's natural.
Word. It's natural.
Yeah.
That's where I want to be with everything that I do. And I think when you sit with yourself and you know what's important to you, you're a lot more prepared to do what's natural.
Yeah.
Even in relationships. Like, after I get out of a relationship, I sit and I think, I'm like, man, you had all the signs. That was your fault.
Yeah.
We like to blame Satan for everything, but it's like, nah, you can't blame Satan. You
gotta learn.
It's so crazy you say that. You just made me think about something. Me and my wife, we were dating, and we had broke up at one point. And we were still friends, but I asked her, what'd you learn from our relationship? And it made us both think like, damn, what did we learn about ourselves? What did we learn about what we need? What did we learn about each other? You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things that you need. A couple of questions for you, and I'm going to get out of here. The 351, when is that happening?
So you know what? We still planning it because when I did the 100 miles, it was impulsive.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes
100 miles in 10 days, 10 a day.
Let me. So, what was your average? So, I did 100 miles. I did a month. So, what I did was I did 3 miles every day for like 30 days, and you know, I added the
3.2, 3.3 here and there.
Yeah. So and this was like a year or two ago. But yeah, every morning I get up and I go jog. You know, 3 whatever miles or whatever. So, what was your average in 10 days?
So when I started,
I mean, obviously,
the goal was
right
10
off the top, right off the top of your head, you can do the math. But did you do that though?
Nah. Like training up for it, I was probably running 3 to 6 miles a day. But when I got out there on the road, it's like them first 2 days, that's 7 knocked flames out of me.
Yeah.
Now I had ran 6 before, but it don't seem like a lot, but that extra mile was like, my body was like, no, sir.
Where did you run to? Where did you run?
I ran up Craig Road. I started on like Craig and Tenay, and I ran towards the cannery every day.
So it was just that one thing every day, that same route every day?
Just so people could, you know, because somebody wrote a press release for me, and, you know, like 3 different news stations showed up.
Okay.
So there are people that wanted to like tag along, so it was recommended that I start and stop at the same spot.
Yeah, every day,
so people could meet up. And, okay.
What time of year was it?
It was September.
Okay. Still warm, but you know, it ain't bad.
Not bad, but the significance of September, Hawa, you know, that was my girl, that was her name. She was born 9/11. She was from Afghanistan too, so all the 9/11. Like, it's a powerful story.
Yeah.
But like September 10th is like World Suicide Prevention Day.
Yep.
So
September is Suicide Prevention Month.
Exactly.
Yep.
So like September 11th was the day that I started. But I did 7 miles the first couple of days. And it was also more like I knew people would engage. Like, he's not going to finish. But I'm going to get up and run 15 tomorrow, y'all. That's all I did. I think the most I ran in one day was like 18.
Okay.
18 miles in
one day?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But
that's not nonstop, is it? I mean, like, of course.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I would stop only at the gas station on Simmons. You know, that's if I needed something else to drink.
And
then, you know, people would come out, would stop and, you know, take pictures and talk for a minute. Then we get back on the road.
Running.
But, you know, the plan was after that to the following year to do a Run for Hope.
Yeah.
And I got hit by a car, so it delayed it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how the 351 came.
Were you training when you got hit by the car?
I was just taking my morning run.
Okay.
Something I've done 1,000 times.
Yeah.
And I got clapped. But what was important about that was I left my house going one direction, and then I just stopped on the dime and went the other way. And I got hit by the car, and it was like God was telling me, you have all these plans, but you don't have as much time as you think.
Yeah.
Because in that situation, it was like no real support. The only reason why I got some help months later was because my girl at the time was a nurse practitioner. And I made a comment one night just laying down. I'm like, man, I could tell when I had a long day because when I lay down, I feel like my feet still moving. It's like, what you mean? And I explained it, and then long story short, got the MRI, and you know, they seen the bulge disc and the pinched nerves, but like I said, I'm back to my never die spirit. And the reason why I'm doing this 351, it ain't really just about the running. It's like engaging in something that I'm terrified of.
Right.
That 100-mile run, it was days where I'm thinking like, what am I doing?
That's tough.
This 351, I know it's gonna knock smoke from me.
Yeah.
But I know sometimes in life we only take the bets that we know we can win.
Yeah. And how many days are we doing this in?
I'm thinking 40 days just to, connect to the fasting, 40 days and 40 nights.
Okay.
But also gives more time for people to engage. I really want to, we working with my team to try to find a Guinness World Record that we could break or set.
That would be dope.
I really want to connect the whole country on the topic of mental health. So maybe with the podcast, y'all can help set
You got a route.
Yeah.
You got a route picked up.
So as far as the route, I'm thinking I'm just going to run locally around the streets. Because the big picture of this goal is if I can get 50,000 people to donate $20, we'll raise $1 million.
Yeah.
So it's all hands on deck.
Yeah.
I want to make it the biggest collaboration for the city.
8.7 miles a day. 8.8.
Run down the strip, bro.
Yeah, and that's I think it's easy work. It's just the wear and tear on your body.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
Run down the strip, bro.
the passion
Yeah.
you got behind it, I feel
I'm
like you
telling
can do
you.
it.
All right.
That's
I
why I
feel
want to
it.
bring
I
everybody
feel it.
together. That's the
Yeah.
biggest part about it. Like and it's crazy. I know we got to wrap it up, but that's what I'm starting to realize more. Above the mental health awareness, above the suicide prevention, above the dream chasing, like hope can bring people together and keep people together.
Yes.
So this story, this brand has changed before me and through me to where it's like my whole movement now is called Be the Hope.
Yeah.
And that's a global and personal call to action to be there to help the next person evolve.
Okay.
Nice.
I love it. Okay. We got Renato has one more question for you before we get on to our topics.
I'm not asking a question. I think we should skip it.
You gonna skip it?
Yeah, after this conversation, I think that I kind of know the answers, and I feel like I don't want to ask it.
Roger that.
You sure? I don't mind.
Facts. No, I'm good.
No, we ask every guest a question, but it's okay.
I feel like this particular question wouldn't. No,
I get it. I get it. Yeah, I get it. Okay. All right. So, let's get on to sports, shall we?
God damn it. I was hoping we skipped this first. That was going to be our last topic.
Nah, because last week you tried to.
Are you a sports fan?
You tried to get us last week, and she tried to run through it. And we
I was like, well, anyway, we got this other thing.
Yeah, she tried to run through it last
I'm
week.
going to get y'all one day.
You don't follow, you know,
fuck with that shit either.
Play football, you don't watch
I
football.
know, man. That's the crazy thing about it.
You don't pay attention to football anymore?
I just don't even look at the TV too much.
Okay. All right.
Oh, damn.
You a busy man.
I wish I could. I wish I could.
You a busy man.
I watching Shark Tank.
Hey, I'm not mad at that.
Let's go.
Let's go, Raymundo.
Let's get these scores together. Let me see. So right now, Monday Night Football's cracking off. We got the Bears playing the Patriots. The Bears surprisingly are winning.
Yeah.
Calvin, you're losing to the Bears.
23-14.
Yeah, he's a Patriots.
What is wrong with him?
23-14. That is
Tom Brady
that
at one
is terrible. Let's see what we got here. Thursday night, the Saints lost to the Cardinals 34-42, which was actually a good Thursday night game because we had some duds.
It really was a good game.
We had some duds. Again, my team's at the top of the list because I follow them. So, Buccaneers lost to the Panthers 3-21, which is probably the worst loss of every team out of the whole week.
Right.
The Falcons lost to the Bengals 17-35. Shout out to my boy Joe Burrow giving me 80 points in my fantasy league.
Nope, trash.
A nice.
Give me that.
It wasn't actually 80. It was more like 78.5, but
79.1.
79.1
Joe Burrow.
in fantasy. Ooh. Thank you, Joe.
That's the only reason you win.
The Lions lost to the Cowboys 6-24, which was actually a closer game than the score actually tells. It was actually a really close game. The Cowboys just turned it on towards the end.
Yeah.
The Colts lost to the Titans 10-19. Side note, what is the Colts quarterback? Matty Ice, right?
Matty Ice has been benched.
It has been benched for the rest of the season.
Yep.
The Packers lost to the Commanders 21-23. The Giants beat the Jaguars 23-17. The Giants are now 6-1.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy.
Browns lost to the Ravens. I actually thought the Ravens lost that game.
No, we did not, buddy. Calm down.
I actually thought y'all
Calm
lost.
down.
Damn.
We're winners this week.
Y'all are winners. Right. Damn, I thought we was in the same boat this week.
No, and you're about to be losers on Thursday. I can't wait.
The Jets beat the Broncos 16-9. The Texans lost to the Raiders 20-38. I actually thought the Raiders lost that game, but I stopped watching.
What is wrong with you?
I stopped watching football after the Bucks lost and the Packers lost.
I know why.
So the Packers
I know why.
are my girlfriend's team.
I know why. You were sad.
I was sad.
Yeah, the whole house was sad.
Yeah, we were in mourning. We were in mourning. For both of our teams losing an early game, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You know what? Fuck it. Turn the TV off.
At 1 o'clock.
Turn the lights off.
Everybody go to bed. Georgia, get your ass to your kid.
It's a wrap. Yeah, we done for the day. We literally are done. I didn't watch any more of the games after the
sore loser. My god!
Because the game that was on was the Packers games, and she's a Packers fan, and so we're sitting there, and she's like, I'm fucking done. Like, I'm done with this. I'm like, yo, my team's getting my ass whooped. Like, we were fucking out of it. Like, literally, like, it was a bad day. Yesterday,
that was a time for brunch. You should have went to brunch.
We started watching it. We went to Netflix and started watching a show on Netflix.
Okay.
The Mole, which is actually really good.
Okay.
The Mole?
The Mole is actually really good.
Okay.
The Jets beat the Broncos 16-9. Texans lost to the Raiders 20-38. The Seahawks 37-23 over the Chargers. Chiefs over the 49ers 44-23. And was that the late game? The Steelers lost to the Dolphins?
Yep.
That was Sunday night's game?
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of those games. I had no idea what the sports were.
Okay.
Literally looking at them for the first time.
Christian McCaffrey is now a 49er.
Good or bad move?
Good move for Christian.
What does it do for the 49er?
Makes them more better attack. It makes them more versatile in the offensive game, though, because, I mean, they already had a good running back, a decent running game. This just makes them stronger.
Debo was more of a running back, so that's why.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's not a bad move for them. My surprises are still the Jets and the Giants are still surprises for me. They keep winning. It just goes.
I think you got to throw the Seahawks in there, too.
I would throw the Seahawks in there, too. Yes, sir.
Leading the division.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. But yeah, it just goes to show you what the Jets and matter of fact, all three of those teams goes to show you what good coaching does, because they don't have the greatest roster, but the coaching and them guys buying into what the coach is selling makes a difference.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because I'm sorry, but I'm gonna target y'all.
It's all good.
I'm looking at the Bucks. Like, even with the Panthers this week, the Panthers should not have won that game.
It shouldn't even.
It should have been close. It should have been 20. It should have been the other way around.
The other way around, exactly.
It should have been the other way around. But obviously, something happened with them guys, and the guys are either them guys are buying in on the Panthers right now with all the trades happening, or you guys are just that bad. And I don't think you guys are just that bad. Tom Brady, I will tell you this right now. He should have never came back. He need to go ahead and go home right now, get his family back. Tell Giselle, I'm sorry, baby. I miss you. Baby, I'm sorry.
Didn't he do that twice, though? He said he was retiring once and then came back.
It wasn't Tom's fault that Mike Evans dropped that pass, though.
And I'm so pissed at Mike Evans for that, but I'm still going to win the game. Okay. No, I'm not. I'm losing that game. Yeah, and the other fantasy league with Mike Evans.
Oh, okay. Fantasy, you incorporated him dropping that into fantasy?
Yeah, because he's on my other team.
That's like a 80-yard touchdown. Right?
Yeah, it's been like 10 more points. Mm. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just wanting to let y'all know that I did watch the TikTok you assigned me to. And I learned about the yards and the things. Okay. So I get it a little bit. Flag on the play, touchdown, all the things. I got a little bit.
You did your homework.
Flag on the play, touchdown.
I get those parts. I know that there's yards.
4 downs.
Yeah, 4 downs. That's what I didn't want to say 7.
Jesus. That would be awesome. Yeah, could you imagine if you got 7 downs?
Oh, God.
Don't know what that means. trades, but you know. So I follow her now, so I can continue on with at least knowing the things about how y'all talk. But I'm letting you know now, the trade secrets shit, I'm not involved because that's a lot more information than my brain can hold. That's stats.
It's a lot.
I only know who is fine and what colors are pretty. That's all I will
What was the
incorporate.
trade secrets? I didn't watch the video.
I didn't watch all the way.
No, it wasn't a trade secret. I'm talking about how y'all say, "Oh, this person traded this person." I don't know
just
what
knowing like
the
what
trades
they do
of.
and stuff like
I
that.
don't care.
Yeah. Okay, so that's all I got. Oh, real quick because it is basketball season now. The Lakers suck. Thank you, Lakers. Thank you, LeBron. No, you know what? Thank you, Russell Westbrook.
Stop it. I'm not gonna have this Westbrook slander on this podcast.
I was thinking serious.
That was funny.
I was thinking serious.
I tried.
Yeah, you did.
I tried.
Hey, you was close.
I tried. I couldn't keep a straight face.
I watched the highlights of the last game and it was fucking ridiculous.
So, what is the funny thing was? I think my brother sent the text and Russ's stat line that one game. I think it was the second game, right?
Yep.
0 for 11.
Yep. But he had 5 assists, 6 steals.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like
but if you go deeper into that, like I saw it on SportsCenter, so it wasn't just Russ.
It was the whole backcourt. 1 for 27.
1 for 27.
I could shoot better than
Between 3 people, they made out of 27 shots.
My fat ass.
1 shot went in.
Could shot better than that.
But you be on the Peloton, so you're gonna be skinny by
I shot 2 or 3
February
again.
A layup? Like, bro, you can't get to the basket and make a layup?
Bruh. All I'm saying is,
I could do it. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what that is.
Russ is not a good fit for our team. That's all.
You're only 3 games in.
You know who needs to get fired?
Everybody.
Rob Pelinka.
Oh, somebody's got to be.
And you know who I blame for this?
Is that a real name?
Yes,
his
it's
name.
very real name.
Yeah.
And you know who I blame for this? And I don't want to say this because
Kevin
it's blasphemy.
Bacon's doppelganger.
Yeah. And this is blasphemy for me to say this.
Jenny Bus?
Kobe. I blame Kobe for Rob Pelinka being the GM of the Lakers.
It's because it was his agent.
Okay.
That was his agent.
It was his agent, so they were buddies.
Yes, yes, yes. And now he's ruining the team just because you had to. Hey, it's like Michael Jordan. Just because you're the greatest basketball player,
You're just going all over the
don't
place.
make you the greatest owner.
Right now, he's spinning.
Don't make you the greatest owner.
Come back in.
And just because you got
reel it in.
just
Take your
because
shoes off.
No,
and
no.
get
Reel it
centered.
in, Corey.
You're not gonna stop. My mind's gonna down for a minute.
Put your
You're
feet
not
on
gonna
the
stop me.
ground.
You're gonna cut me off. I'm gonna do you like you did me. You're not gonna cut me off.
So many applauses for that too.
Okay. You did? Put your finger down. Oh hell no.
I don't know. I put my finger up and my foot down.
We're not having that shit. But no.
But yeah, you gotta go.
But
I'm not a Lakers fan anyway, but I just think it's funny. It's only 3 games. It's only 3 games. Yes, they
it's
look
panic
bad.
time, dog.
It's 3 games into the season.
This is panic.
You've got
push the goddamn button.
Stress I go through.
79
This is what I go through
games.
here.
It's panic.
You got 70. Y'all can go 79 and 0 the rest of the
Dog, I am a better 3-point shooter than the Lakers. As a team. As a conglomerate. I'm a better 3-point shooter.
It's all is not lost yet.
Me and Russ can be in a 3-point contest and I will win.
The same thing happened.
Oh yeah.
No, absolutely
Oh,
not.
I guarantee you.
The same.
I feel like he'll push you over.
The same thing happened.
First off, the skinny ass nigga, I'm big.
When Dak went down for the Cowboys, everybody's like, "Oh, Cowboys season's over. Cowboys season."
And what happened yesterday? They damn near lost to Detroit.
Bro, did you just not hear the score?
They damn near lost.
6-24 is not damn near losing.
Yeah, it is. Because the game was closer than what that score was.
But not saying, but losing Dak, they thought the season was over.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Okay.
So calm down.
Nope.
Breathe.
Woosah. This is not what we do.
They might have just realized they don't need that.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like we don't need Russ.
Oh my God.
Like it's not
Don't
over.
feed into it.
Come on, T. Let's get on these.
Okay, so I wanted to, since you are, our mental health guy right now, do you know, are you on social media enough to know what's going on a little bit with Kanye West and the situations that are happening?
We're gonna get right in the
Hey man,
I'm gonna get into this shit.
Can I say something? Wake up, Mr. West. No. Come on.
I just have to say, like, a lot of the situation that's going on with him, I typically don't like. Okay, granted,
you know what's up with him?
Man, it's always something going on.
Very true. Very true. So he said some anti-Semitic comments about, the Jewish community. And he is reaping everything that happened from that. Was it on the Nori and was it Drink Champs?
Drink Champs, yep.
Was that when he said that?
It was two things. He was on Drink Champs, and then he went, I believe,
on another play. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, he was on Fox
okay.
News.
So he was talking, and he just rambles and he spirals, just like they had their little spiral moment just now. Kanye West did the same exact thing. Okay, and he said some really harmful things about the Jewish community. Not going to repeat them. If you know, you know. However, now he is getting a lot of backlash. Not only backlash, he is getting a lot of his brand deals removed as well. So it looks like what is it? Hollywood Talent Agency, CAA cuts ties with him. Vogue, what is it? The owner, Anna Wintour, cuts ties with him. Justin Bieber cuts ties with him. Nori takes down Drink Champs. I think he was told.
Nori took that down.
YouTube, right? It was probably YouTube.
Yeah,
he got backlash from YouTube because I remember seeing him. He did say like, "That's not my responsibility."
Yeah.
The Shop pulls his episode. I believe that's another.
LeBron's podcast.
Okay, yeah, podcast. And all of these things are coming out that they're like Adidas and him are like the negotiation.
They were beefing before.
They were beefing before, but now they're like I think they're revising the contract deal that they have with him. And it's unfortunate because, he did work a lot up to do that. However, there's not that same energy when it comes to black people saying, when white people say the N-word, they don't react the exact same way. Brand deals aren't pulled and money's not coming out of that.
But not to cut you off, I just have a question with the whole situation. When people, you get caught doing something, they say, you're not sorry. You just sorry you got caught.
Yeah.
Like, I really wonder, are these people wanting to disengage with Kanye really because of what he did, or is it because of what they feel they're going to be perceived as?
Exactly.
Come on.
And that's exactly.
This is business.
And I understand business is business. However, you need to conduct the business the exact same way when other people do the exact same things.
100%.
Because so a white man can get on his on anything and say nigga and they just be fine. He owes a fine, but he still owns his basketball team.
Hold on.
Oh hell no.
No, they actually made that dude.
I'm not talking about him.
We're going back years ago with Donald Sterling. They made Donald Sterling sell his team. He did some shit like that. Okay. So let's come back to Kanye. Mm-hmm. Kanye did not take notes from Nick Cannon. Okay. Kanye, we all remember what happened to Nick Cannon, right?
We do.
No matter if you thought Nick Cannon was speaking the truth, was speaking the falsehood, Nick Cannon said what he said about the Jewish community, right? Mm-hmm. What happened to Nick at that time?
He got removed off of American Got Talent.
They took away Wildin' Out.
They took away Wildin' Out.
Yeah.
They took away his money maker.
Yeah.
The show he created that was his, but that was not his because all the powers that be owned it still.
Yeah.
They took away that.
Yeah.
And what did it take for Nick Cannon to come back and Wildin' Out?
Apologize
in a whole damn press tour.
Yep.
Now, as much money as these men have, they are still controlled
by the white dollar.
The white dollar and people who own these companies.
And
they're not truly independent.
I'm not saying that it was wrong to take those deals because what he said is still disrespectful.
Yes.
It's still disrespectful and you should never say anything like that.
Okay.
I agree 100%.
He's just saying that Jewish people in the music community are thriving off the lives of black men, basically, to that extent. Like they don't care about blacks killing each other, rapping about what they're killing the blacks.
You remember when he said
they're profiting off of black crime and shit like that.
When it was Hurricane Katrina, the president.
George Bush don't care about black people.
Essentially,
he went deeper.
He went deeper, but it was like.
And guess what? I'm gonna step out my must. Y'all might get mad at me, but if I'm a owner of said record label as a black man, and I know this dude over here is rapping about this bullshit, but it's getting me my bottom line of making my money, and I ain't gonna care about what the fuck he is saying. Let's be honest and realistic.
You mean you don't care about
not.
Most people don't. Most people
it's-
don't.
It's
Okay.
about views.
Yes.
Yeah.
If I invested $2 million into said rapper, and said rapper is bringing me $10 million a year, what am I caring about?
the money?
That money.
The money.
That money.
Bottom line.
I call it the Chance the Rapper effect. Like when he was talking about drugs and being high all the time and cheating on his girls, he was up. But when he started talking about I love my wife, I love my family, everybody like, oh, he
Yes.
changed or this, that, and the third. He has a social works program and brings back to school supplies and coats for the winter
That
for the
shit
children
don't
of
bring
Chicago.
money.
But nobody hears about that shit unless you're a fan. Like me.
Realistically, negativity travels.
Yes.
faster
Yeah,
than
it thrives.
positive.
It
Yes.
thrives.
And I will say this. I watched the Drink Champs, most of the Drink Champs interview, and I agree with most of what Kanye was saying about the music
has a
business.
lot of
he
good
was making a
points.
lot of good points, but you also, at the same time, unless you are ready to deal with the backlash of it, which it seems like he is, and if he's a billionaire, he don't give a fuck about
He don't
losing
give a
all these
fuck. He don't
endorsements
give a
and all
fuck.
these deals.
Right.
That
Because
doesn't
he's just
matter
going
to
to
him.
open up Yeezy and he's going to open up,
He can
have
do
a
his
new
own
album,
shit.
and he'll do his own thing.
But for said little guys, that shit don't work for us.
At all. At all.
That shit, he can do shit he can say shit and do things that we can't
My
do.
thing is, the only thing that is like, that I really wanted to bring up this topic is because they don't really have the same energy when it comes to certain things.
They
That-
never will.
They never do.
And I know they never will, but that's just my rage. I just want to just
I don't-
speak my
I don't-
rage about it because I
I don't-
don't believe that should be a thing.
I'm going to slightly disagree with you on that point. The only reason why I say that is because what was the country singer that got all the backlash? Morgan
I don't know who that is.
something.
Oh, he said nigga.
Exactly. And all of his shit got canceled.
Yeah.
And he went on like this long apology tour and he's just not, and this was like a year ago, maybe
Dixie
a year and a
Chicks?
half ago. He's just now
remember
getting
that
back
shit.
into performing. And his
But
first
my thing is-
concert was, I think, I think he did something with 21 Savage. Or,
Wiz Khalifa, yeah, he was
or
trying to come
Wiz
to- yeah.
something.
He was trying to do something
that
with some
his
black
first thing
people,
back,
yeah.
But like they literally canceled all of his shit. And what it was he said it, somebody videotaped him leaving a bar like outside of his house or something. He's just drunk coming home from a club and he's just screaming fucking nigger or some shit like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Canceled all of his shit. The same thing with, like, you see it all the time with was it a councilwoman in California or something like that?
Oh, in L.A.
In LA,
Said the baby act like a monkey.
got her fucking shit canceled.
Yeah.
So
she had to step down.
so I'm not saying that it doesn't. It happens.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just not to the extent where we see like artists losing endorsement
Right.
deals and shit
Yeah.
like that, because it's happening on maybe a smaller scale. You know what I mean? You're not seeing like a white person going on a rant about hating black people and, you know, y'all not fucking with me and this and that, because that would legitimately. I feel like the same thing would happen with Kanye.
But you
Yeah.
know what's also hard? It's like, think about how many things that people could really get canceled for. Like,
Boy.
who's going to police all that?
Everything.
Yeah.
Like
It's
anything.
hard.
No, but my thing is like the only thing that I want to have that same amount of weight is when they talk about, oh, we look like monkeys, oh, you ghetto, or this, that, and the third, or you niggas, and this, that, and the third. When you have that same stature up there, you're like the musician.
I'm just saying,
you said he lost a couple shows, but
No,
he was
like all of his shit, like
all of his
literally
shows.
everything. Yeah.
So did he get kicked off his record? His
They did,
record, whatever.
His label didn't drop, but he definitely lost a lot of endorsements. Like I'm telling you, like you didn't see, like he was like
I don't know who
he
you're
was an
talking
up and coming like country
Yeah,
artist. Like
he
he was
was.
a big dude,
Mm-hmm.
and like once he did that shit, like all of his shit fell off. Like all
Yeah.
of his shit fell off.
I'm just saying, if the man from Tesla, what's his name?
Elon.
If Elon come out and say that shit, all of his stocks better deplete.
I guarantee
Y'all
you
better
that
hold
Well,
the same weight,
well,
have
look
that
at-
same
but
fucking
this
Papa
energy.
John's.
Huh?
Look what happened to Papa John's.
Papa John's was always nasty anyway, so I don't give a fuck about that
But
man.
Just being realistic.
I'm telling you what happens. They literally removed an NBA owner from his, like, blackballed him
Donald
from the
Sterling.
But-
NBA.
Yeah, because he got
Because-
caught, but wasn't he disrespecting the team and saying shit like in front of them
about his black players.
Yeah, he was saying that to them, but he only got in trouble when he got caught saying it. There was multiple people who said he's been doing this regularly, but he didn't get caught.
It's the same thing. Kanye got caught, so the same
He
thing
got
happened
caught
to him.
saying it.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I'm
Right.
sorry.
No, I was just going to say, like, realistically, you know, look, a person like Kanye, do we really think everybody that believe in that man gonna cancel him because that person?
No.
It's just like gangs.
Yes.
Blood, you Crip. Okay, so Crips mad at you. Like, that's
riding
cool.
with him. There's some people riding.
Let's go sit around with R. Kelly.
Right. Exactly.
Ew.
So,
it's real.
You said his name and I got
a lot of things. I tell myself this a lot of times, like probably every day I reflect on it. You can say life is a lot of things, but you can't say fair.
Yeah,
that's very true.
It's
100%.
all your perspective. That's why I don't even be.
Everything can be equal.
Yeah, I try my best. I don't get into politics. I don't be really looking.
Yeah,
at
I try
what's
to stay
going
away from
on in
politics.
the media with celebrities. Like, what does that mean for my life?
Right.
That's all I think about.
Yeah. Does it affect me? Mm-hmm. Does it not?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think Trump and Nip Hustle inspired me
Right.
the most.
Yeah.
Nip showed me you can come from the slums and be loved around the world. Trump showed me you could be, you know, however you choose to be in one of the highest ranking positions in the country and not be politically correct.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
You gotta respect it. I don't necessarily know him enough as a person to judge what he do or how well he did, but I can look at him and tell like he ain't all there.
He ain't shit.
You know, he ain't shit.
Fuck him, but I get what you're saying.
Because, you know, I'm gonna be honest, back when that Donald Trump song came out with Mac Miller, I was slapping that.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, you wild, I can't.
But when that Nipsey and YG came out, I was like, okay, real quick, man, and we ain't got much time. Real quick, I want to talk about our weekend.
Okay.
I want to talk about the different events we had going on this weekend. One was the Culture Fest here at Gas Station Studios.
Oh, I didn't send y'all the pictures either.
And Ronaldo was at the trunk or treat for, what was it for?
My homegirl Chanel invited us out to do a trunk or treat, and she is a director with the Clark County Public Works. Damn, what are they? Like community centers.
Okay. Yeah.
She's involved with like all of them. You know what I mean? So whenever we donate turkeys for Thanksgiving, she's the one I donate them to.
Okay.
Whenever I donate clothes, she's the one I give them.
Yeah.
Shoes. She sent me a video one time. I dropped off 2 big hefty bags of shoes. She sent me a video of the kids going through all my shoes, just going crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do that shit all the time.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't.
Are these used clothes and shoes and stuff?
They're my clothes. Yeah,
Okay.
they're my like stuff that I'm getting ready to throw out, but I don't throw clothes away.
Yeah.
I either take them to Goodwill or I'll hit her up and let her know, like, hey,
awesome.
like these are shit that my boys outgrew. Like, could you use them? She's
I got
like,
a lot
course.
of baby clothes, so
She'd be the one that she went.
Okay.
Sure.
Gotcha.
So how was it? What did you go first?
It was good. I enjoyed it. You know what I mean? Because I was riding solo. My girlfriend went with me. You know what I mean? Like I said, we hung out all day Saturday, so she came along and she helped out.
How was that with her doing some podcast stuff with her?
She actually liked it. She liked it. Well, it was that and just giving back to the community.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
she's about that. Yeah.
It was supposed to be outside. It was supposed to be a car like outside
decorate your cars,
but because of the winds and the weather, sorry guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't blame the cold air on me again.
No, we're blaming you.
Yeah, so it moved indoors, but we get there and it's funny, as soon as we walk in, Chanel's right there at the front door, like holding her little tablet or whatever. She's like, hey guys. So we say what's up to her, we walk in, they got us, they got all these tables set up. So we didn't have to bring a table or anything, but we did stop and get like a tablecloth and stuff. The one funny thing I will say is because once I asked my girl if she wanted to come, she's got a million questions. You got decorations.
Oh,
you got
God.
tablecloth. Do you got this? Do you got that?
Yeah,
like,
I had to stop at Target,
you got
didn't you?
this. You got that. I'm like, no. Like, I ain't got none of that. Like, I'm just showing up. I'm my guy, you know what I mean? I'm showing up.
Yeah.
I'm a guy.
So we got candy.
So of course
I got cards and candy.
I got cards and candy. Let's go. That's what I'm here to pass out. Cards and candy. Keep it pushing. So no, we stop at the store. We grab a little tablecloth. She wanted to grab some sort of decoration. So we got like these little candy buckets.
Yeah.
But we get there and there was another table next to us. I think it was Dignity Health. And they went all out. They had like a little smoke machine.
Of course they
had
did.
A table.
It's Dignity Health.
Yeah,
they
had
be taking my money from my health insurance. What y'all doing?
And so
what y'all doing?
She's looking at it. She's like, see? She's like, see? Like, that's what we should have did. I told you we should have decorated. The cops show up. They got a table. The damn cops had freaking decorations. She's like, the damn police got decorations. And your sad ass table over
That's
here
what they use it
ain't
for.
got nothing but a damn, ain't got nothing but
Guess what?
a tablecloth.
These kids don't care about shit but this candy.
But this damn candy, exactly.
You know who got 6 bags of candy? Me too.
But no, it was good, man. There was, dog, when I tell you, it felt like there might have been 500 freaking kids.
That's
coming
beautiful,
through there,
though, man.
It was so many freaking kids.
Yeah.
Like, so it started at 6. And we could see outside the window because they wouldn't let them in. We could see them lining up outside. I'm like, okay, like we can see them lining up. When I tell you, it was just constantly, from 6 to about 7:30, it was a constant line. Like it didn't stop. We were on our feet. We were on our feet the whole time. So and then indoors, like I said, since they moved everything indoors, they had the whole gymnasium decked out with jumpers. Yeah. And they had like all the stuff that was outside, they moved it inside. Okay. So it was like 3 or 4 different jumpers. They got like a little hot dog station and stuff like that. Bro, it was actually a really cool event that they put together. Chanel, shout out to you and Clark County and the Community Center for that. Yeah, man. Y'all did an amazing job. It was dope. Okay.
Well, me and Tanisha represented here at the Culture Fest at the lovely gas station studios in North Las Vegas, Nevada. It exceeded my expectations about the Culture Fest. So what Gas did, he invited local politicians out. The upcoming mayor of North Las Vegas, Ms. Goings Brown, came. Assemblymen came out. Council members came out. Local artists came out. Musicians, artists, rappers, painters were all here.
Vendors who make things.
Yes.
Like they make there was this vendor who makes individual like customized cups and shirts and everything. Like your cup can match your hat and your shirt. Like she's very creative.
Making Envy, right? Something like that.
Yeah, I believe so. LV Envy.
Yeah, and then this other guy we met, he paints clothes with hand paints clothes. And none of his items are the same.
None of them. It was one of one creation.
One of one creation. Yeah. My
mom, no sleep.
My mom, no sleep.
Yeah. That's his company name.
Yeah.
He's a very unique individual. And
very eclectic guy and great guy. We had a great conversation.
And the way he does his artwork, like he also made a mural on the side of the wall along with a few other people as well. Right. Like some of the artists were also like, they were rappers and painters.
Kamikaze did a mural on the back wall.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, Kamikaze, he did one. And he's one of the better rappers at the cookout that goes down here. Go ahead, Tish.
And it was my first experience at like something of that magnitude here. I've been to a few of the cookouts and those were always really fun too, but then they also had the food trucks. They had the games for the kids and stuff. Even though it was windy, like nothing got shut down. It was real peaceful and a lot of information was given from politics, giving information in our domain for young people and seeing like council members come to our section and not having to meet at City Hall. That's something that I wish a lot more politicians did, because you're coming down to our level and stating things that we understand instead of trying to talk like we don't know shit. Like you're coming down to our level and letting us know that you care about us. And that was a beautiful thing, and I can't wait till the election.
You had these assemblymen, council people coming out, dog, telling us how to come talk to us about getting your business funded. Like they wanted y'all to come in and say, we want to fund y'all ideas in your business. Come talk to us. Come sit down with us so we can get y'all funded.
We handed out cards and everything.
William McCurdy, who from the West Side, his story is amazing. I want to get him on here. Dude didn't get his high school degree until he was 24. Got into politics at 26 and just ran with it from there.
And ran with it.
You know what I'm saying? Nice. Like these are the people that we met, and I don't think I've ever had that opportunity if it wasn't for what Gas and his wife Tiana are putting on here at the Gas Station Studios. So I want to say shout out to them, man. Keep building what y'all building. I cannot wait for the next Culture Fest.
And we've also learned a lot of stuff from there too.
So much lessons learned.
So many lessons learned. So we'll be better prepared.
You know what I'm saying?
Team sorry table.
Yeah, team sorry table. But we have,
wasn't my fault. I'm just kidding.
But this is our first time
exciting.
Doing this.
Yeah,
this is our first time doing something like this. So now we know next time. This is what we need to have in place. We need to have this
banners, tablecloth,
cookies,
backdrops,
Rice Krispie treats with our labels on them.
Rice Krispie treats.
Backdrops wouldn't have been great today. Backdrops would not have been great.
It would have flew away.
It would have flew away. But like I want like we had a good tablecloth because I had one of those a fitted tablecloth for our table, so it wouldn't go anywhere. But I want our logo on this fitted tablecloth,
so we don't need a sign.
Yes, it automatically says Killing Tyme Podcast.
Right on the table.
Right on the table. So you see it, they're a podcast.
I know a guy.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I know it.
Yes. So yeah, man, that's all I had. The Culture Fest next year. Check it out and tap in with the Gas Station Studios, like we said.
We love it here.
If you want a podcast done, talk to us. You know what I'm saying, with your crew. But yeah, man, that's all I got, man. Is that it for today? I know we had a lot more topics, but this interview was amazing and much needed.
This interview was well needed.
Yes,
it was a
much
cleanse to the soul.
Yes. And
B, go ahead and give out your socials again, man. Thank you for coming through.
I appreciate it. And Brandarius Johnson on Facebook, Day One Ambition on Instagram. Hey, y'all did a real great job for real.
Thank you, man.
I appreciate that.
I probably rambled on or
no, you're
this
fine.
was your interview. This was your day.
No, but
like I'm saying, just it's kind of like practice, you know, because everybody have those aspirations on going to sit down with Steve Harvey,
right?
The Breakfast Club, but it's like this is no different.
No,
you know what I mean. So,
this is a natural. This is what we are a natural conversation. That's what we pride ourselves on.
Yeah,
we don't edit anything. Like what we say is what we say. This is we at the bar, like me and you met at the Applebee's. That's the conversation.
Right.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's the conversation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, man.
This is cool. Y'all real comfortable.
Thank you, man.
And
we
it's
appreciate
cool because I know this is what I need to start doing more.
Yeah. No, man. We appreciate you for coming sitting down with us. So,
and when you make that journal, you're going to be back on the show.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I got it.
And I'm excited to hear.
What's the name of the book again?
Yeah, Mental Hope.
Mental Hope.
Can you spell your name for those people who can't spell your name, by the way?
BRANDARIUS and then JOHNSON. Brandarius Johnson.
There it is.
Yeah.
So hey, buy a hoodie, buy a t-shirt, like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your daddy. You know what I'm talking about?
Even your kids.
Tell everybody.
Even your kids.
Hey, it's the Killing Tyme crew and we are out. Peace.
Bye.